You ever stare at a blank screen feeling completely stuck? Because I have. As creatives, we often face an uphill battle trying to generate unique, original ideas that stand out. But what if I told you there was a smarter way? In this video, I'm going to introduce you to my way of brainstorming using AI so that you could blast through creator's block and unlock limitless video ideas. I've battled the dreaded idea drought way more times than I care to count. Traditional brainstorming can feel like guesswork circling around the same old ideas. This system isn't about replacing your creativity, but better yet, this system is not about replacing your creativity, it's actually about multiplying it. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. We often find ourselves trying to balance out the quality of our work versus the quantity of our work. We either come up with a bunch of really weak ideas, or we get stuck on one concept just to find out that it's not the idea that's gonna get us there. Plus, limited perspectives or fear of criticism can usually keep us from thinking big. That's why we need to explore ideas from multiple angles. So, the way I like to brainstorm, first, I like to go wide. I like to generate as many ideas as possible and then refine them later. Let's go wide first. I'll open ChatGPT and type in, list all the brainstorming techniques you know of. This way we aren't missing out on any methods we might have never heard of. Alright, so we got free writing, mind mapping, brain dump, Scamper, rapid ideation. Wow, there's just so many. I didn't know there were this many. So you could obviously take your time, look at this. From this list, I'm picking two techniques to show you, Scamper and mind mapping. Each approach triggers a different way of thinking, so we'll get a more diverse set of ideas. But you could choose any brainstorming method that applies to your situation best. And we're gonna start with the Scamper method. So I'm just gonna paste this in. I'll have all these prompts for you in the description, by the way, so if you want to try these out. All right, so I'll just paste this in and send this off. What's that sound? Oh, it's the wire. I gotta put the wire up here. Okay, so the Scamper method is a structured approach using prompts such as substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. The first letter in Scamper, S, is for substitute, so we'll replace an element with something else. Okay, so this first one says AI versus human tax preparers. That's a good one. Filing your taxes like a billionaire. Okay, so let's check out the other one. Combine. So we'll mix different ideas, services, or formats. So let's see, speed run tax filing. And you guys could pause the video and check out these different ideas here, but you can see how by going wide, the range of ideas you could get is insane. And we could just continue going on and have it generate even more ideas. So I could say something like, these are really good. However, can you generate another 10 unique ideas? Then I like to tell it to, think harder, because ChatGPT will only think as much as it really has to. So I like pulling out a little extra by saying stuff like, think outside the box, and then send that off. And here are 10 more ideas. So we got the escape room tax edition. Can I do my taxes while skydiving? Oh, some of these are crazy. IRS horror stories, tax nightmares you don't want to experience. This is actually a pretty cool podcast idea if you really think about it. These are pretty cool. Tax Mythbusters, debunking the internet's worst tax advice. That's actually a really good one too. We already generated like 30 different ideas, and it's only been a couple minutes. You basically have a conversation with it as if you were having a conversation with yourself. It's just that this one is able to come up with these cool ideas at record speeds that you weren't able to do before. So that's what makes this very cool. And you could get really creative with it. I really like the tax Mythbusters concept. Generate another 20 similar to this one. And again, you could pause the video, you could check these out. This is just a demonstration, but in reality what you'll want to do is you'll want to go through these and really pick out the ones that you like. That'll be the next step, which is going deep. Hey, you thought it, not me. But in all seriousness, going deep pretty much just means we're gonna take one or two of these concepts and then we're gonna iterate on them and try to expand and get as much information from it. We're not trying to get a full-blown video just yet. What we want to do is just generate ideas, generate a bunch of ideas. And then what I like to do personally is wait a day or two, spend some time away from it, and then revisit it. Because sometimes what happens is I'll come back to this and I'll notice that, you know what, a lot of these ideas, it's not what I was going for, and then I'll completely change routes. But the cool thing is this didn't take me that long to generate. It's not feeling like I wasted a lot of time on this. All right, so now let's try the mind mapping technique. So I'll put in something like, use the mind mapping technique to generate a wide range of YouTube ideas for tax preparation business looking to attract new clients. All right, we'll send that off and let's see. It added these cool little emojis. I didn't tell it to do that, by the way. It just did it. I guess it knows my bubbly personality. Let's read the definition of mind mapping. So mind mapping is a visual brainstorming technique that organizes ideas, concepts, or information around a central theme using branches that connect related thoughts. It helps with creativity, problem solving, and memory retention by visually structuring relationships between different elements. So you're not going to get the full mind mapping experience here, but what you could do later on is you could have it exported in a format that you could bring into one of those mind mapping softwares, and then you could just continue brainstorming there. And again, you could ask it to generate more ideas, think outside the box, and make them as unique as possible. Send that off, and just like that, you have even more. If historical figures had to pay taxes today, that one's fun. Imagine how figures like Julius Caesar's, Cleopatra, or Albert Einstein would handle modern tax laws. That's fun, actually. So as you can see, the more you prompt it, the more creative it gets with the ideas, and you stop getting that like same generic stuff that it keeps popping out. You just need to continue generating ideas until you find something that you like. You know, it might trigger something in you where like you see something here and it just inspires you to generate your own idea, and then you could just expand on that one using the next technique we're about to get into. How many deductions can you fit in a 1-minute video? That's pretty cool too. See, it's a rapid fire TikTok style challenge listing every possible deduction. All right, so let's pick one of these and let's dive in deeper to see how far we could expand on that idea. Okay, so I really like this idea right here. If historical figures had to pay taxes today, that sounds like a really fun video, so we'll use that one. Generate a comedic yet informative outline for a YouTube video titled, If Historical Figures Had to Pay Taxes Today. Focus on how Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, and Albert Einstein might navigate modern tax laws with the help of a professional tax preparation service. Include scene ideas, comedic elements, and key talking points that highlight complexities of taxes and the value of expert guidance. Let's send that off and let's see what we get. So we got the outline, a comedic yet informative skit featuring Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, and Albert Einstein attempting to file their taxes with the help of a modern tax preparer. This video highlights tax complexities, deductions, and the value of professional tax assistance, all wrapped in a hilarious, fast-paced format. That's pretty cool. See, scene 1, the tax preparation office, a strange gathering. A modern day tax office with a confused receptionist watching as Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, and Albert Einstein walk in. Comedic hook. The receptionist does a double take at the bizarre lineup but shrugs, muttering, I've seen weirder during tax season. I can see this being fun. Okay, so scene 2, Julius Caesar versus the IRS. Cleopatra's royal deductions gone too far. Albert Einstein tries and fails. This sounds pretty funny. Albert Einstein tries and fails to understand the tax code. If he can't do it, I don't know who can. What if we ask it for titles? Again, we're going deep on this one idea, so we're expanding as much as we can. So let's ask it for title ideas, and then let's see. If Julius Caesar had to file a 1040, Cleopatra tries to deduct a pyramid. These are actually pretty funny. If you're a tax preparer and you want me to bring these to life, please reach out, because this sounds fun. And then I just go down the line from there. So like I asked for titles, and then I'll ask for like hook ideas, have it generate different hooks. And then if you come up with any ideas of your own, feel free to like pop them in here and then have it, iterate on that. For example, if I was to have one about Cleopatra attempting to claim exotic expenses as deductions in a modern tax system, highlight the comedic scenario, but also subtly promote how a professional tax service can help navigate unusual deductions. So let's send that off and let's see if we could get a 1-minute script. All right, Queen Cleopatra, let's go through your deductions. First off, a 200-foot golden barge? Obviously, it's not my primary mode of transportation. It says here you listed it under business vehicle. We've all been there before. Correct. Without it, how would I conduct official state visits across the Nile? Yeah, so the IRS has this little rule called ordinary and necessary business expenses. All right, so as you guys could see, we have quite a... Let me get out the way, bro. As you guys could see, we have generated in the span of just a couple minutes, I don't even know how many, probably almost 100 ideas using this method. And we really dived into this concept about, historical figures preparing their taxes. What I like to also do is try to aggregate all the ideas that we thought of into one single list, just in case you want to come back to them later on. If you guys have the paid version of ChatGPT, I would encourage you guys to use the O1 model for some of these more intensive tasks. It's just a more powerful model that's way better at reasoning, so you get a little less mistakes. It also thinks through the prompts step by step to give you more accurate results. And the way I like to prompt these things, and I'll do a whole prompting video later on, is I like to give it a goal, and then I like to ask for it to provide it to me in a specific format, and then I give it any warnings or guidelines, things to stay away from. And then finally, I like to add in as much context as needed so that it knows what to do with all the information. So let's start off with the goal. I need you to aggregate all the ideas from this conversation into one single list. Once I give it the goal, I then like to provide it with instructions on how I want the output structured. So we could say something like, your output should be in a table format with the following columns. Okay, so first one should be the idea. Second column should be short description. Idea. Actually, I think those two are fine. So we'll just, we'll have the idea and then a short description in a table format. And then let's see some warnings. So be sure to include all the ideas we generated using the Scamper. Be sure to include all the ideas we generated using the Scamper and mind mapping methods. Yep, that's true. Context. Then I like to give it context. So I want to store all the ideas we generated today in a spreadsheet, should in case I need them down the road. Cool. So now it's ready to send. I'm gonna just copy it. Okay. I mean, it's a lot of ideas. I wonder if we could pull it off. Oh, there we go. And it's going. Wow, that's crazy. Look how many ideas we got. It just keeps going. We're at 66. Wow, 66 different ideas for videos. That's crazy. Can you imagine trying to come up with all these ideas on your own? I mean, it's not impossible, and I'm sure that you could come up with better ideas than what you can here, but think about like the time savings that you have, especially when it comes to like social media content. You really have to be pumping out these videos like crazy. Let's say you have like a retainer client and you're providing them with like 15 short form videos a month. That's a lot of ideas to run through. That's what, like 4 months of content right here. All right, so now that you've seen how I use AI to brainstorm, I challenge you to do it yourself and let me know in the comments what surprising cool ideas you come up with. And if you want to see how I turn these ideas into scripts, feel free to let me know. I'll make a follow-up video. You know, there's nothing I love doing more than spending all my time talking to myself in a room to a couple cameras, who I then associate with you guys. So just let me know. I'm here all day. Have nothing else to do. Nothing. Just me and you and you. You guys want more? Okay, fine. All right, so just remember that